I told you that the pick a pile would now be in video form because it's just easier for me to do. So I'll provide you with a link for this. So yeah, this is the pick a pile for whenever you're watching this really, but ideally you'd been watching this to have recorded this on September the 11th. RIP to, you know, all of those that we remember on this day. So yeah, pick a pile 1, 2 or 3. The question that I ask Spirit is, what do we need that we are unaware of? Yeah, so what do you need right now? I'm just looking at my eyebrow. What do we need right now that we are unaware of? So pick pile 1, pile 2 or pile 3. Cool. So I haven't turned these cards over, so I'm going to turn them over now as we begin. So pile 1. Interesting. So we've got 2 of Cups in reverse. So that's 2 of Cups. We've got 2 of Cups in reverse, and then we've got the 9 of Wands. So to me, this is saying, when, you know, whenever I see 9 of Wands, I'm always thinking about boundaries and things like that. As I'm looking at this, and what I'm feeling is that some of us need to be aware that what we need in friendships and relationships generally are boundaries, right? Boundaries, because there are people that aren't bringing a balanced energy. They're not bringing a balanced 2 of Cups energy. They're very happy to just be taking because they know us to be the ones that are giving as some form of validation, needing to give, needing to be needed, to feel validated, to feel like, oh, I've got a legitimate reason for existing. But who are you outside of being needed? Who are you outside of giving to other people? And that's why the 9 of Wands energy is there, to actively work to create boundaries. Not every day giving of yourself and then martyring yourself after you've done all of that, like, oh, but look at all of the things I've done for you, but nobody begged you. So that's what pile 1 needs. Pile 2, the High Priestess came out, and the 4 of Pentacles, but in reverse. So what I gather from that is that for pile 2, some of us are not trusting that we've grown and we've matured and we have more financial sense. You know, if you've grown up in an environment that, you know, it felt like an environment of lack, you're very much about keeping your money, like, because I know that I'm like that, like, growing up in an environment, I didn't cream my hands, I'm so sorry. Growing up in an environment where money just always felt not very certain. I'm so kind of particular about how I go about spending money. Like, I like to have cute things. I will have cute things, but I'm very good at like putting money aside. Like, I don't see money as like this thing. I see money as literally a means to an end. So I just put it where it needs to be put and I don't make a big deal out of it. But sometimes I do need to check myself, like, oh, you can just get yourself something nice. It was something I was speaking to my therapist about when I would go out and get things, but I'd always have to buy somebody else something to make myself feel okay about buying something for myself. And she was like, what would happen if you just bought something for yourself and didn't have to consider anybody else? And I said, oh, that would feel a bit selfish. But why is it selfish to choose myself? I'm so distracted by the fact that my hands are dry, but it's because I've been washing dishes and cleaning up the flat. But yeah, so that is really the message. Like, trust that you have enough now. Trust that you know well enough to not make wild decisions when it comes to money. So just loosen the grip a bit. Don't go mad, don't go wild, but just loosen the grip a bit. Like, you're allowed to have fun every now and then. Pile 3, we've got the 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles and the World in reverse. So that's the World card, but in reverse. So I think that I feel the message there is understanding that there's still work to do. What you need to understand that is there's still work to do before you finish a cycle. You haven't finished doing your work, but you're looking for the results. You haven't finished doing your work, but you're like, oh, clap for me, I've graduated. You can't graduate until you get your grades. You can't graduate until you get your marks, and you haven't finished the work. So where are you graduating to? And I say this as somebody who, whenever I haven't done something or finished something that my spirit knows, I have this recurring dream where it's the end of term, whether it's university, whether it's secondary school. It's usually secondary school, like high school. I have this dream that we've come to the end of term and I haven't handed in all of my coursework. I haven't finished my coursework. And I always have that dream when I know that there's something that I need to have finished that I have not finished, right? And in the dream, I'm proper panicking, like, oh, why hadn't I got it done? I had all semester, I had all term time. Why didn't I do it? And then I wake up. So that's the energy that I get from this. Like, we're looking to be given our flowers when we haven't done the work. We haven't quite finished the work to get our flowers. So Spirit's just saying, like, have a bit more discipline. Don't expect to get all of the praise when you haven't finished doing all of the work. Like, the end is close. Like, your graduation period, your evolution period is so close, but make sure that you've done all of the work. That's it for all of the piles. And yeah.